you might recognize my next guest from his role on The Good Wife. My God, I love that show so much. It was amazing. Now he's traded his law degree for some scrubs. Check him out.
Guess who's on a break?
Me?
Yeah, you and me. Chastain can take care of itself right now. Our downtime is finally synced up.
It's been a while.
Patients are fine, quick page away, which is why I've taken it upon myself to acquire these beauties.
In the interest of time.
Our chief resident, Dr. Benjamin's at a medical convention, and these keys are to his office.
So find the locking door.
Shower and a locking door.
Czuchry, I have this completely ridiculous fake diploma for you. Because on The Good Wife, we presented you with a fake law degree, and I heard from our beautiful producer that you still have it?
Yes.
Did you really?
I still have it. I still have it. In my office, in L.A., so I'm so grateful.
Does it work? Have you ever used it on people?
I'm gonna try this one.
You're gonna try this one? You're gonna try the doctor?
I think I'm gonna bring that on the plane, going back with me, and say, if anybody needs a doctor, I can do the Heimlich, and that's about it.
There you go. So which do you like better, being a fake lawyer or a fake doctor?
Oh, wow. Both shows have been great in terms of being a doctor. You know, I'm a little bit scared of needles.
Yeah, but, I mean, terminology-wise, is it easier to be fake lawyer? Right? I would think so, because fake doctor, they have longer words.
It's a little bit more difficult to be a fake doctor, not only because of the words, but actually because the choreography is like a dance, you know, because you're actually doing these things. So we have a medical advisor on the show, and her name is Sunshine. And so,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. Her name, she's amazing. She's amazing. Sunshine is amazing. So Emily Van Camp, who's on the show, you also saw that in the clip. We count how many times in a day we desperately yell out sunshine. So it's like, sunshine, sunshine, please help me with this word. Please help me what I'm doing here. It's difficult.
So do you think you would not have been too successful as a doctor, let's say? Are you a little squeamish? You said you're afraid of needles.
Yeah, I'm afraid of needles, and you know, I get these IVs on set. They're things called Myers cocktails. It's just stuff that's vitamins in your body. You can look it up. And a nurse, her name is Christy. She's amazing in Conyers, Georgia. And she comes in, and she knows I'm a little bit squeamish with needles. So she brings in this cold compress that's like this big, and I put it around my body, and it's like a security blanket.
You really... Yeah. Can you imagine? He would literally need a security blanket underneath his scrubs if he were a doctor. So I just heard, literally right before you came out, we hadn't discussed this earlier when we did our briefing for today, that you literally saved a fan's life? Is this true? Is this just something you say at cocktail parties?
Yeah, I did not save a fan's life, but...
See, told y'all.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll preface this by, obviously, I'm not a real doctor. I don't encourage people to self-diagnose themselves. Yes. But this is a heartwarming story in terms of an episode we did last season, episode 6. We did a show on MALS, M-A-L-S, and you can look it up. And I got an email from somebody who had been to 3 different doctors. They couldn't figure out what was going on.
No kidding. And they were watching it on TV?
She watched the show, and she's like, she had lost 25 pounds in 2 months, and no one could figure it out. She watched the show, and she's like, I think this is what I have. She re-looked at her scans and said, I think this is what I have, went into a doctor and said, yes, you have this incredibly rare thing.
Once they find it?
She had surgery, and now she's doing amazing.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So that's...
Like, you gave me real chills. Like, I was nervous.
That's a real story, again, prefaced by I'm not a doctor.
No,
I don't encourage people to self-diagnose.
It shows that the show is doing a responsible job in the product that it's producing.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm passionate about it, is because of the stories that we tell on this show, and that's a great reason for it. And we also dive into kind of the grittier elements as well. You know, I mean, people don't think about when you run a hospital, it takes money to do that, and with money you have corruption, and there's the patients versus profits. So this show is not only dealing with illnesses like that can help people, but we're also talking about the healthcare system as a whole. So I think those kind of things separate our show out in terms of the medical genre, and that's why I'm passionate about it.
A passionate political message. So, set up season 2 for people that might not be so familiar with the show.
Yeah, I play Dr. Conrad Hawkins. He's a third-year resident on the show. And again, we kind of handle it. It ultimately becomes kind of ethical questions that we answer. And, you know, when you're a patient, you don't think about the money going into a hospital. And also, you may think it's a perfect science that people have everything figured out in terms of the doctors and nurses have everything figured out. And case in point, by that Mal's, we talked about 3 different doctors didn't have the answer. So I have so much more respect for doctors and nurses than I ever have. And at the same time, they're fallible. They're human. And we show them as human in this show. And we show, again, the corruption. And it really what happens is the ethical questions I think we answer in the show.
So you have tremendous respect for the quality of the scripts on this.
I do. And the cast, everybody in the cast, everybody's there for the same reason. You know, we're collaborating to try and make the best show possible. So when you get an email like that says, hey, you changed my life, then
you're like, wow, we're doing our job.
We're doing some good stuff.
Did it make you hypochondriacal? Because if I was, you know, reading about disease all day, I would go home and I'd be more like my husband, who's completely hypochondriacal. Has it made you a little paranoid?
Well, my manager, actually, she'll laugh when she hears this. She'll call me after every show and say, I have that. I've got cold feet. I have this. So that's the other thing with it. You don't want to...
Your friends are self-diagnosing
they are.
now.
They'll call me up and they say, man, I think I got this thing. I'm like, look, no, you don't. You have cold feet.
Stop Googling.
Yeah, stop Googling self-diagnosis.
Do some jumping jacks. You're fine. So good to see you again.
So good to see you.
Hey, good luck with this. Let us know how it works out, okay?
Thank you.
Make sure to check out season 2. The premiere of The Resident is tonight on Fox at 8 o'clock. Up next, what a shock. I'll meet you.